don't like a pope that's going to say that it's okay to have a nuclear weapon. We don't want a pope that says crime is okay in our cities. I don't like it. I'm not a big fan of Pope Leo. He's a very liberal person, and he's a man that doesn't believe in stopping crime.
Now, Pope Leo responding to this, saying that it's his duty to speak out on these issues and to advocate for the scripture and what the scripture says about peace. But, in a larger sense, we do have election cycles coming up. Catholics, they're looking to the Pope as their leader, along with, the President of the United States being a leader. How do you think this will play, at least for the billions of Catholics around the world?
Yeah, I didn't have President railing against Pope on my dance card, right, when I woke up this morning. I think that, look, there's a lot of folks who will just kind of discount this, right? There's a Trump element here, right? So a lot of people will look and go, it's President Trump. Of course, it's late in the evening and he's going to do this on social media, so they can discount it. I don't think they'll be overly offended. There's another element, right, that takes everything he says literally. And those individuals will, I suspect, be somewhat offended if they're Catholic or, Catholic light. It's not a surprise that any pope would come out and talk about peace in relation to the scriptures or to the church or to the global good, however they want to phrase it. So that shouldn't be a surprise to anyone, but it is right in line with President Trump's, sort of
bombastic
methodology.
Speech,
yeah,
sure,
it's just the way he does things. So I think those that appreciate that nature of Trump, I think they're not going to be offended if they're Catholic. And I think there's always an element that's offended by anything he does.
Senator, I'm going to get your thoughts on it. But before I do, I did want to play the CBS interview, just to kind of give it a little more context. They interviewed a trio of high-ranking cardinals within the Catholic Church, similar to the Pope. They were also highly critical of President Trump and his administration for how about these recent conflicts and developments. Listen to this.
We're dehumanizing the victims of war by turning the suffering of people and the killing of children and our own soldiers into entertainment.
You called it sickening.
It is sickening. To splice together movie cuts with actual bombing and targeting of people for the purposes of entertainment is sickening. This is not who we are. We're better than this.
So, Senator, Mike pointed out a very fair way to look at it, that there are going to be two sides to how people view this. They're not some, which are probably the ones that are not Catholic, don't care that he railed against the Pope because of the context in which, or the platform in which that you just saw those priests going against what the president is trying to accomplish, which is, again, to defend the American people. What is your take on it?
Well, as a Catholic, I would say that the three prelates that 60 Minutes interviewed were all, very, very left. I mean, they're not, I would consider, mainstream, Catholics, and that's just, that's their reputation, and they fit it. Although I can't disagree with Cardinal Cupich that making fun or making light of killing things like some of these videos are on the internet are I think horrific too, and a very bad taste at the very least. So I don't disagree specifically with what he said. As far as what the president said, I think he was frustrated because I think the president sees this war as an existential war for Western civilization. You have Iran, which is a radical Muslim theocracy that wants to destroy the West. I mean, they're very clear about it. It's not just the United States and Israel, it's the West. And, the Catholic Church for 1,400 years has been fighting Islam. I mean, there were crusades, if you recall, against Islam. Why? Because it's expansionist and it's totalitarian, and it wants to dominate and control and destroy. And so that's what Iran is all about. So I think the president felt like, well, hey, they should be on our side. And I actually think the Pope was not particularly on point. I've seen a lot of very good Catholic writers talk about how the Pope's peace is central, but so is just war theory. And there are just wars. In fact, he's an Augustinian, and Saint Augustine was the one who developed the just war theory. So I think the Pope I don't really support the way the Pope has handled this.